Bitcoin price shows you how screwed up the world of finance is because it doesn't have bankers and politicians manipulating prices in a way to smooth it out to make it look like there's no problem. Bitcoin telling you there is a problem.
Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Talk Crypto. In today's video, Max Keiser talks with Mike Peterson about the stages of money and how Bitcoin is progressing towards becoming a global currency. Keiser strongly advocates for Bitcoin as an ideal form of money, functioning as a credible store of value. He also views it as the only valid option to counter the corrupt fiat system, which explains why central banks and politicians are attacking it in an attempt to stop it. According to Keiser, Bitcoin is the ultimate indicator of how screwed the fiat money world is. Attempts to stop it have only had the opposite effect, strengthening Bitcoin's network and pushing its price upwards, as we have seen recently with the banking crisis. As Keiser noted, El Salvador's decision to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender was a revolutionary move, and set an eye-opening example for the rest of the world. This made other currencies less desirable and thus led them to decide on relocating there. Let's take a few minutes to listen to his insights on what makes Bitcoin unique, and how it can improve the current state of the finance world. But before we do, please consider subscribing to our channel, as we bring you daily content on the latest crypto news. And now, let's jump right into the video.
Well, you're the king of a circular Bitcoin economy here in Bitcoin Beach, right? This is really where it started with the gift, I guess, that goes back a few years to get the economy in El Zonte into a circular Bitcoin economy. And that was the model, in fact, that caught the attention of the president, and which kind of pushed the idea of making Bitcoin legal tender along. So we know that it works in an area, in this area. The question is, can it become a regional and a national circular economy? And this is the path of Bitcoin to becoming a standard, a unit of account.
Yeah.
Right. So with Bitcoin and all money, it starts off as a collectible. Then it moves into a store of value. Then it goes into medium of exchange. Then it becomes unit of account. So with Bitcoin, when I started, it was, you could say it was more in the collectible stage. And then it moves into the store of value stage. And certainly people like Michael Saylor would tell you why they have their cash parked in Bitcoin, because it's protection against the melting ice cube of inflation. That's an argument of Bitcoin as store of value. Despite the volatility, it's still over any 3 or 4 year period, your purchasing power in Bitcoin kills all fiat money and gold, right? It's proven itself as a store of value. So here in El Zonte and in El Salvador, it's already made the leap into medium of exchange because the president made Bitcoin legal tender. Because of Max and Stacy and other media and the legalization of Bitcoin, I guess you could say, it's an odd way to phrase it, but the awareness of Bitcoin is 100%. So everyone in this country has heard of Bitcoin, which is the first step toward adoption. And then actual adoption, I think, is in what the number I hear, 10%, let's say. But when you have 100% awareness of this, it's just a matter of that awareness growing into using it. And that usually takes 3 or 4 years or 4 years. I think the cell phone penetration in El Salvador is roughly 50%. So, I mean, that's without a cell phone, that's obviously an inhibiting factor in adoption. But nevertheless, so you have the awareness is there, the adoption is going higher, and the fallout in the fiat money world drives adoption. I always say that what drives adoption the most is panic. And as people are panicking out of Silicon Valley Bank and all these other fiat money banks and everything's happening in the fiat money world, they're looking around for alternatives. And there's only 3 real money in the world. One is a treasury bill, one is gold, the other is Bitcoin. And the one that's lagging, that's cheap relative to everything else, that offers the most mobility, fungibility, portability, etc., would be Bitcoin. It's a superior form of money. So it's going to attract critical mass. That's continued to attract critical mass. And then it moves from medium of exchange to unit of account, which is essentially your circular economy. So everything is priced in Bitcoin, everything is paid in Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the standard, it's a reserve standard, could be the global reserve standard. And that's essentially what a circular economy is. So, and that's the full stages of money. Bitcoin offers everything gold was doing, but as better in a digital age. The transformation through software finally arrived in the world of money, and we gave us Bitcoin, which is arguably perfect money. And another argument why the 20 or 30,000 shitcoins never have any chance of succeeding, because they're trying to compete with perfection.
Yeah.
So when Bitcoin was birthed, it was perfect. So there's no need to try to beat it. You know, like 5,000 years ago, some guy came up with the wheel. You know, it's like, here's the wheel. You know, for those at home who are losing eyesight, like I do, you know, make it in a bigger magic marker. Here's the wheel. Okay. Now this basic design, you know, is perfect. There's nothing. Okay, that's it. That's the wheel. No one's improved on it. Bitcoin is like this. It's like, this is actually a stroke of genius. It does exactly what it should do. It's a perfect store of value. It's perfect money. It's portable. It's fungible. It's divisible. It's desirable. The attributes of Aristotle said would apply to gold. And this is Bitcoin. So in the case of El Salvador, the president has figured out that I don't need to futz around like trying to create a monetary model, and I don't need to try to compete with these other central banks. I don't need to have inflating paper money. You know, I can just have Bitcoin take care of that.
Yeah.
You know, the monetary policy is dictated by Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the monetary minister ultimately at the end of the day, and it does a perfect job. In 2008, we saw the white paper. In 2009, the Genesis block, and now in 2023. We know we're on the right path, because every single bank in the world and every single central bank in the world and all politicians who are lobbied by bankers in the world are putting all of their effort into trying to stop Bitcoin, which is great because it only makes the hash rate goes up, and therefore security goes up, and therefore price goes up. So Bitcoin is designed to be attacked, and they are attacking it now. And, you know, forget about price. Just look at hash rate. Look at a chart of hash rate. All that computational power is being thrown at the network.
Just keeps going up.
300
up
quintillion calculations per second, right? And so that's the metric you got to look at. Price, the volatility reflects the fact that the global financial world is fucked up. And this is true price discovery is in Bitcoin price discovery. Bitcoin price shows you how screwed up the world of finance is, because it doesn't have bankers and politicians manipulating prices in a way to smooth it out, to make it look like there's no problem. Bitcoin telling you there is a problem. Like the volatility index is an index that used on Wall Street to measure how much risk is in markets. Bitcoin is the ultimate volatility index. That's not the thing that's volatile. It's everything outside of Bitcoin that's volatile. It's simply giving you a price signal of how volatile things are out there outside of Bitcoin, because the coins come every 10 minutes. The difficulty adjustment, kicks in. All the incentive models are brilliantly designed. It's the Sistine Chapel of money, right? It's all aesthetically gorgeous. It's the world that's volatile, not Bitcoin. The big picture is El Salvador becomes Bitcoin country. Okay, so what can we do to move it in that direction? And there's a lot of stuff on the plate, a lot of stuff to consider, a lot of stuff to do. And but that's, I think, a goal that is a unifying goal. You want people moving here. You want to be able to make Bitcoin maximalism safe, to push it forward, to keep everything away from that might not be Bitcoin maximalism. And so you create that citadel, that Bitcoin maximus citadel nation, Bitcoin country. So there's just a lot of different ways to do it. And so anyway, we came in that year. Then we went back to North Carolina, and we were there for a few weeks. And I think you have to really get into the Stacy story here, because she really was almost like jumped out of off the chair one day, and just was like, we have to go back. We have to move there to be part of something, right? So to be part of something special, to be part of something historic, to be part of something that is going to change a lot of people's lives. And also the Salvadoran people are very, very kind and very nice people, and they're very open people, and they're very generous people. And these are the people that are going to benefit from this the most. And to be able to be part of that community. I think it's about 25 family people have said we're now part of their family. So now it's just, we've made friends. We have more friends in El Salvador than we've ever made in, anywhere else really. So it's a very warm place. And you add it all up, and why wouldn't you want to live here? I'm just like living here and breathing here and being part of this revolution.
Max and Stacy had a foresight to make the move to El Salvador, where they joined the revolution. They encourage anyone who's looking for liberation from the corrupted fiat system to join them and live the Bitcoin life in El Salvador. Considering the current global circumstances, some may find this an appropriate solution. What are your views on this proposal? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give us a like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. This is Let's Talk Crypto, and we'll see you in the next video.